Nova Online has been very busy. The last time that I covered him was way back in July, and so much has happened. From Nova being caught in yet another Discord scandal, to being fired from numerous jobs. The past 5 months have been very interesting, and we're going to cover it all here in this video. For those who don't know the story of Gabriel Gage, I highly recommend you go check out my previous videos on him, but a quick rundown would be that Gabriel is a TikTok content creator who is infamous for his Wingstop reviews as well as numerous controversies that he has found himself in, some of which have been pretty awful. And it seems like history is repeating itself, because we would discover that Nova was making the same mistakes that had landed him in hot water in the first place. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. We have to start back at the beginning of July. Gabe was known to frequent a karaoke bar where he liked to sing and let off a little bit of steam, but he had made the fatal mistake of revealing the location of this karaoke bar to his TikTok audience. The bar would be flooded with phone calls telling them all kinds of stuff about Gabriel, the guy who was singing karaoke occasionally, and this would eventually result in his ban from the establishment, posting these somber words to his TikTok. "There will be no karaoke videos for the foreseeable future, as I am not allowed there anymore." This was effectively the end of Nova's long-running karaoke series, and he would have to move on to different forms of content to keep his viewers engaged. During this time of experimentation, Nova noticed that people really enjoyed his workout videos, despite the fact that the comments are full of almost nothing but criticism on improper form when lifting, his usage of the workout supplement creatine, and of course, filming in the gym. But Nova didn't care because these videos were doing much better than the majority of his catalog. But those weren't the only videos that were doing well for Nova. He had also started visiting what he called a cava bar. To my understanding, Nova would drink a cocktail made of both kratom and cava. This mixture will supposedly lower anxiety, depression, all of those bad emotions. But both kratom and kava have been known to have addictive qualities, and when taken in high amounts can hurt you. So would you like to know how Nova's chat reacted when they found out that he was doing this? They were absolutely thrilled, and would use the comments section to encourage Nova to do more dangerous stuff. Nova's comments section does have some people that are fans or posing as fans, but the majority of people are just saying the craziest stuff. And this was well before Nova's controversies involving minors. His comments section has been against him since the lemon pepper wings review. And as time has gone on, it's only gotten worse. Nova was rolling out new series after new series, and soon after discovering the success of his kava videos, he would find yet another form of content that would keep his audience engaged.
How good are gas station showers? Let's find out. Oh, awkward fail. Damn it. Okay, that start was pretty awkward, but I got in. So, I did see Shoko Show do this. So we're gonna test how good these showers actually are, because I want to prove to you guys that I do shower. So it looks like they do give you soap and fresh towels as well. Let's go ahead and test the water pressure. See, decent pressure on the water. Alright, I'm gonna go take a shower. I'll be right back. Oh my god. That felt so refreshing. I also like the fact that there's a fan here, so I can just dry off a lot faster, and it feels so amazing. Now, the $1 million question. Y'all are probably asking how much I paid for the shower. And the answer is $18. So now let me share my final thoughts. $18, I do think it is a bit steep, but hey, I do think that if you need a shower in a pinch, it's worth it. And plus, that shower is much better than the one I have at home, so...
This video would be so successful for Nova that he would soon film a part 2, criticizing the previous gas station's water pressure and cleanliness. Nova had grown quite critical in his reviews as of that time. He would visit mom and pop restaurants around the area and give them poor reviews, or sometimes not even mention their name because he said it was that terrible. I think a prime example of this would be a review of a sushi restaurant that Nova did, where he just absolutely trashes the establishment.
What is good, y'all? It is Nova Kadri. I am once again doing this video as a voiceover because they were playing copyrighted music inside of this restaurant. After a night out at the Cava bar, I went to the Shiki Restaurant and Oyster Bar, or Hibachi Bar, something along those lines of the name, in downtown Coeur d'Alene, and I started off my meal with a onion mushroom soup, which I wasn't a huge fan of. There just wasn't a whole lot of flavor going on, and me personally, I preferred that miso soup that I had gotten at that other sushi restaurant I went to. Yes, I'm talking about the one that gave me food poisoning. Then next up, we have this house salad with a oriental dressing. Let's go ahead and try this out. Me personally, I loved the veggies on here. I just wish the dressing could have been a little bit better. But even with that, I still preferred the salad over the soup. It just had a lot more flavor.
Anton Ego is the secondary antagonist of the 2007 Disney Pixar animated feature film Ratatouille. He's a cutthroat food critic who was made infamous for his scathing reviews and cold exterior. This was the man that people were likening him to in the comments section. The part that I find the most interesting is that Nova will post this scathing review on soup and salad, and the next video will be him reviewing packaged tuna. And he nearly gives packaged tuna 10 out of 10. You can never really tell which way a Nova food review is gonna go. If you need proof, look no further than the clip I'm about to show you.
I know some of y'all are questioning the overflow of whipped cream. They overfilled it, and it caused a huge freaking mess on the table, so that's not good. Nope. Maybe I just didn't mix it up enough. Tasted flavorless. Still not good. Is it just me, or does it just taste like club soda with almond milk? Is this worth it? No.
Nova had absolutely no issue criticizing small businesses, big corporations, anybody who he thought had served him a subpar item, and he carries this attitude over into his content as well. For those who don't know, Nova was hosting a podcast called The Hour of Joy. Episode 1 was a scathing criticism of myself and many other YouTubers. Nova and his co-host sat there for an hour criticizing how I had covered him in the past, so I was very curious as to what episode 2 would look like. I'll admit I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was. The second episode ended up being over Daniel Larson. Another thing a lot of people don't know is that I run a podcast every week at 6:30 Eastern Time, right here on this channel, and me and my co-host Smokey MCC will often talk about Daniel Larson. So I assume that Nova's plan was to become the next big podcast in town, that he would steal all of our viewers by providing a superior form of entertainment. But the Hour of Joy episode 2 was almost unlistenable. The Hour of Joy was more like a half hour of joy, and then 15 minutes of Nova up doing things away from the microphone. If I'm being honest, the Hour of Joy was eclipsed by the Instagram that Nova used to promote it. The Instagram started out innocent enough, with Nova just promoting the Hour of Joy and posting a couple of videos, but it soon became clear that someone else might have some form of influence over the account. Nova was not happy with myself, as well as a great many other YouTubers, so he would post about us on his Instagram. But eventually these posts got absolutely wild. Nova would start promoting violence, making racist statements, and wishing a number of nasty things upon myself and other YouTubers. I can't include any of these posts because they were crazy. Nova denies making them and said that he was hacked, but as I previously stated, this would eclipse the Hour of Joy. Another hot topic of discussion around the community would be the state of Nova's house. While all of this Instagram stuff was going on, Nova was pretty oblivious to it, so he would continue to post his regular content, which has now grown to include cooking videos. And during these cooking videos, people began to notice the state of Nova's home, which we would see more and more of as the months went on. Nova had made this video at the request of his manager, and we got a good look at the state of Nova's cooking appliances. Nova has always been reluctant to give tours of his home. He has been asked time and time again, always saying that he won't for reasons that he will not specify. But if you watch enough of Nova's TikToks, you'll get a good look around the house. And don't worry, they will be included in this video. But for now, there were things far more pressing than ravioli food reviews, because the trolls had once again located a place that Nova frequented. This time they would call the gym and complain about him filming. They complained so much that he was kicked out and had to find a new gym, saying that because of this he would be stepping away from TikTok for a few days, only to post a video of him drinking cava hours later. His trips to the cava bar were getting more and more frequent, and his comments section was loving it. So Nova was emboldened to make more content, and it's this that would give us another great look around the house.
I've got it to work, but before I play it, look at this beautiful green color. This is absolutely beautiful. Alright, I'm putting in the record now. Oops, I forgot to turn off the wires. I forgot to untie the wires.
Not only did this video give us a good look at Nova's living room, but it was also the beginning of Nova's collection of vinyl, which would become another reoccurring series on his TikTok page. It would also be around this time that Nova would realize that his manager was a troll. The Instagram with all of the crazy statements about myself and other YouTubers was most likely ran by this individual. They're the ones that asked for the Alfredo cooking tutorial from Nova, and I also believe that they're the ones that came up with the Hour of Joy in the first place. Nova stated that he wanted to rebrand the Hour of Joy as a solo project, and that his manager was a troll. But this only seemed to make the problem worse, because people would contact Mormon missionaries and send them to Nova's home. After this happened, Nova would make a video about it, showing us his new Book of Mormon and stating that he had never felt so close to the Lord, thanking the trolls that had sent them there, and proclaiming that this was a new chapter of his life. We would not hear mention of this again after a week. and Nova would go right back to producing the same kind of content that he had. One thing that he particularly seemed to enjoy was listening to music, often posting about his record player or speaker. Well, one night when I was live streaming, I was watching one of these videos, and I noticed something in the background that was quite intriguing. Nova would make a video stating that he was eating his lunchly, watching Talk Tua, and listening to the thick of it. But in the beginning of my video, I paused and noticed what I did. There are these brown speckle-like stains all over Nova's wall and on the corner of his bed. When I noticed this, Nova was in chat, as he will sometimes do to either threaten me or insult me. And I asked him what these stains were. The reply I got was no comment. And then I never saw him for the rest of the stream. I don't know what these stains are, but they certainly won't be the last ones that we'll cover in this video. I think Nova didn't care much because he was currently focused on producing the next episode of The Hour of Joy.
Hey all, it's Nova Kadri. I just wanted to let you know, Hour of Joy will unfortunately be released one day early! That's right. Something is actually going to be early for once. I did not procrastinate. I got Hour of Joy done. And, yeah.
For people who have seen my previous video on Nova Online, they would know that the Hour of Joy used to have a co-host, a girl that Nova referred to as his social media manager. She was the person talking to him during the first episode of the podcast, and her disappearance was very sudden. Nova proclaimed her a troll and didn't elaborate much from there, but she would later reveal that she was only 15 years old, and that Nova knew this, confirming it with DMs that they had between each other. She described Nova as flirtatious towards her, and that, like I said, he was full aware of her age. Nova wants his audience to believe that she was just a troll, but he willingly took on a person who he knew was a minor as his social media manager and podcast co-host. The Hour of Joy already had so many issues, and this was the nail in the coffin, in my humble opinion. And many other YouTubers made videos on the situation, causing Nova to go into panic mode, trying to distance himself from the Hour of Joy as much as possible by renaming the show.
Hour of Joy is no more. Hour of Joy is now officially Kiwi Core, where we delve deep into the inner core of lolcows and see how they originally became lolcows in the first place. Anyways, look out for the first episode of Kiwi Core coming out the 14th.
Nova was trying to do everything possible to distance himself from this most recent controversy. By renaming his podcast Kiwi Core, he thought surely people would drop the issue of his minor co-host, but they did not, and this is something that Nova is still reminded of to this day. As I stated previously, Nova was in full damage control mode. He wanted to do everything he could to try to turn this situation around, eventually landing on what is probably the worst solution to said problem, a solution that made my blood run cold.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new Discord is now live. It's in my solo. Go ahead and join it.
Nova is already infamous online for singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to a minor in an age play Discord, as well as sending a number of inappropriate messages, so starting up a Discord of his own just seems like a terrible idea. Made even worse by the fact that Nova did not plan on age restricting it in any way, shape, or form, which allowed people of all ages to funnel into the server. And right off the bat, things were not good. Here are screenshots between a 16-year-old and what appears to be an adult. Conversation like this was extremely regular in Nova's Discord, already reprehensible to allow this kind of stuff to go on under your watch. People were having disgusting conversations, sending NSFW material, and Nova did nothing about it. When one user asked if another one was underage, Nova responds with, "At this point, I don't care." It is so blatantly obvious that Nova knew what could happen and still allowed it to. Even his mods were begging him to make it 18 and up, several leaving when he wouldn't. I stepped down as a mod because I don't agree with the way things are being run. And another mod states, "I wish I had the answer to that, but unfortunately it seems like some people don't want to keep it restricted to 18 and up only, for some reason. For some odd reason." Nova was the owner of this Discord and had 100% of the say in making it age restricted. As you've seen, multiple mods begged him to do so, but Nova wouldn't listen, and it seems he failed to give them a reason as to why he wanted the server to remain unage restricted. Already what we've seen is enough for a controversy. There is weird behavior going on in his Discord and he's doing nothing to stop it. But one night, things would get so much worse. During a voice call in Nova's server, some extremely inappropriate things happened. Illicit materials were being shown in this voice chat left and right, with numerous different people being involved in this. And there were minors in this call, exactly what Nova had been warned about, and exactly what he had failed to prevent. Though Nova himself didn't do it, it was under his watch in a Discord server that he was owner of. The same server whose mods were begging him to make it 18 and up. And how he handled the aftermath gives a pretty good window into his character. Nova wouldn't even address the situation until hours later, claiming that he was taking a nap. And when he returned, he still had no intention of shutting down the server. Let me read you a couple of posts that Nova made in the aftermath of this situation, to the very same Discord that all this had occurred in. "Where the Kentucky Fried do I begin? Oh yeah, I know. Hey Kiwi Farms, if you're reading this, you, and I hope you burn in the deepest pits of fucking hell." Anyways, back to being on topic. The behavior in voice chat today is absolutely unacceptable, and I'm sorry it wasn't taken care of sooner, as I was taking a nap. But we are keeping the server on lockdown for a few days, until all of you can learn how to f***ing behave. Everyone who was involved in the NSFW scenario will be banned with no appeal. Once again, I am so sorry you all had to go through this.
Hey guys, after the whole Discord situation today, I think it's best that I not open up another server right away. I'm probably gonna wait for about 1 or 2 months before I try again, because that server got hacked not even a month into its opening, and oh my god. And then a disaster. The truth comes out in the end eventually, guys. The trolls are soon gonna be found out to be wrong. Novine Universe, signing off.
Another post from hours later reveals that he has no intention of deleting this server, only starting a new one. Alright, so talks of the mods and I making a server for everyone 18 and up are in the works. This server will remain the same, I will just not be as active as the other one. His solution to the Discord debacle was to simply start another server, and this one would be 18 and up, with absolutely no intention of deleting the previous unage-restricted server. After being told time and time again it was a bad idea, even after all of this, he still didn't want to delete it, and I never heard mention of him wanting to. Everything that happened regarding Nova's Discord would be covered on my podcast, Too High for Stupid, every Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern Time. We even booted up a special episode because there was so much that had happened in the past couple days. And after merely analyzing the situation and reading a few screenshots, Nova had a bone to pick with me and my co-host Smokey, making this post to his Discord server, you know, the same one where all this terrible stuff had occurred. "To everyone coming from Kiwi's stream, just know I'm about to ruin their whole careers. Watch out. their time is numbered. Nova's threats weren't really of much concern to me. I was more worried about the horrid cesspool that was his Discord server, and how many more people were going to be exposed to its grotesque nature. But in what seemed like divine intervention, the server would be hacked. Remember how I said Nova had no intention of deleting the Discord? Well, he really didn't, and it took people who quote-unquote hacked into his Discord to do this. To this day, Nova still intends to start another Discord server, and it's a terrifying concept because it seems like every time he's been involved in Discord, it's gotten worse and worse. So I really don't know where it could go from here. But I do know how Nova handled the aftermath of this situation by raging against anyone that covered it. He blamed the whole situation on hacking and trolls, but even if it was, he still allowed all of this to happen under his watch. And then of course, his co-host being a minor. There has been a mountain of evidence against Nova in 2024, and I doubt that that will stop anytime soon. Things would not get better for Nova after the Discord debacle. There were more people than ever that were angry with him, and it would start to affect his real life more and more. Losing yet another job. Nova made the decision to post a TikTok of him with a subway uniform on, quickly revealing the location of his employment to everybody. He has done this before by wearing Walmart items, another establishment that he was fired from. Still yet to learn that people pick through the background information in these TikToks. His financial situation would grow so dire that he would take to TikTok, begging his audience to help him find a job.
This is only going to be an 18 plus video for now because this doesn't really apply to people under 18. But hey guys, if you're in the Spokane Valley, the Coeur d'Alene Circle area, I am looking for a new job. My email's in my description. If you're a manager at any place, I'm desperately looking for a new job. Or if you work at a place you know is hiring in those cities, let me fucking know. I am desperate for a job right now. Anyways, yeah, I'll hear from any of y'all soon.
Eventually, Nova would find this new job and go back to producing more content on his social media platforms. He uploaded the first episode of Kiwi Core, an exact one-for-one copy of The Hour of Joy. There's nothing really of note in these podcasts. He's mostly just talking about random people from around the internet, many of which I cover here on this channel. He also started posting more videos about health and fashion, which were a big hit.
Quick question. Why do I look so much better clean shaven? Ah, yes. Okay, so I just straightened my hair, and I freaking love this look so much. Oh, yes.
He would also develop a love for the franchise Harry Potter, playing over 1,000 hours of Quidditch on his Steam, and proudly displaying his Harry Potter items to his TikTok audience.
Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa. It does have in real life Lumos, but crazy. I just don't have the batteries installed yet. Wait, is that 97? It is. Have to wait till the park and ride. Anyways, that was one of the few things that I got from Barnes & Noble. Let's get to it. As I already mentioned, the Harry Potter style wand with the illuminating tips that you can actually cast Lumos in real life. Another add to the music collection, 1X by 3 Days Grace, which I'm actually really well getting into. And we've also got this Hufflepuff overpriced $25 fucking pen. That's Washington for you. And then I also got these Quidditch stickers because I'm really big into Quidditch right now. And finally, we got these little mini little bookmarks. They're technically page clips, but they serve the purpose of a bookmark. And you bet I'll be using that Hufflepuff one a lot.
While a great many people enjoyed these videos, I was far interested in some others, particularly the ones that showed us around Nova's house. Like I said earlier, if you watch enough of Nova's TikToks, you'll see the whole home. And this past month, we've gotten a pretty good look of it. So we're gonna start off with some of my favorite rooms, first of which being the kitchen. An amazing and wonderful place where Nova crafts all of his amazing food reviews.
Gordon Ramsay's Beef Wellington Bites. I know it's dirty. Not long left. Woo! Total cook time, 18 minutes. Effort level, 1 out of 10.
There would also be more images of Nova's home leaked from when the Discord was active. So this is another angle of his kitchen. I believe we saw this on a live stream one day, but that is the dining area. Then we quickly move on to Nova's room, probably the most interesting room in the home. Here is a video Nova made dancing, promoting his new YouTube video on his channel. But this is not the only look that we have at the room, actually quite the opposite. There were also images of it from different angles leaked on the Discord server, revealing the state of his desk and floor. But Nova himself would give us the best look of all of these when he posted a new type of series to his TikTok channel. It would be of him flexing his 3 different methods of recording, running them all at the same time to give us certain perspectives of the same video, when in reality all they do is give us a good look around his room. Here's some of the footage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am filming on 3 devices at the same time. If you're in the device that I am holding, then you are being recorded on my iPod. You can see it in the reflection of my Google Pixel. Guys, if you are being filmed on the ring light, then that means you are being filmed on my Google Pixel 9. And now, let's go over here. If you are being filmed over here, then you are being filmed on my 1 - 10 Pro. Let's bring it up here. It's actually called a OnePlus 10 Pro, but I was so disappointed with OnePlus that I decided to give it the nickname 1 - 10 Pro. Anyways, I figured I should flex a little bit just to make this video over a minute. Show this to the OnePlus 10 Pro, my most expensive vinyl in my collection. Then to my iPod. And finally, my Google Pixel 9. This vinyl is worth a lot. And it's the most expensive one in my collection. Anyways, guys.
It would be in this video that I discovered what many had already noticed about an object in Nova's room, and that would be his bookshelf, a piece of furniture that seems determined to defy physics. When you look at a video that Nova posted way back in April, the bookcase was just fine, but over the course of these past 6 months, it has been absolutely changed. I believe both due to the weight of the things that he is putting on the shelves, his poor construction of it in the first place, and the weight exerted upon it by this pile of items in Nova's corner. If anybody can tell me what bookcase this is, I would be really interested to know down in the comments section. It seems like the most durable bookcase I have ever seen, and I kind of want to own one myself. The Immortal bookcase was extremely interesting to me, and I talked about it at length during one of my live streams. Well, Nova must have caught wind of this, because only a couple of days after people really started talking about it, he decided to disassemble it, claiming that he had broken it during a Kick live stream, disassembling it and replacing it with a newer model. But life wasn't all new bookshelves and no controversy for Nova Online, because he would lose yet another job, and once again go to his TikTok audience seeking employment.
Hey 18 plus fans, I'm looking for a new job. Again. I guess Walmart wasn't the right fit for me. And yeah, here's all my, that's my Walmart vest. But hey, Walmart wasn't the right fit for me. If you guys live in the eastern Washington, northern Idaho area, between Spokane Valley and Coeur d'Alene, hit me up on my email. My email is in my bio. So, guys, I'm desperately looking for a new job. Hit me up if you have an opening. If you're like a boss or a manager who's just looking for new employees, I'm willing to take any job at this point. Just let me know.
Nova did eventually find a new job, but this one seemed a little different, with Nova having to wake up really early in the morning. So what better way to start your day with coffee? And Nova had the terrible idea of putting his Keurig in his room.
Excuse my crazy hair. It's 6 o'clock in the frickin' morning. But today, we will be trying Death Wish coffee for the very first time. Because I've got work in about 3 hours. And I want to make sure I'm energized, because I just pulled an all-nighter. I'm also going to be using my brand new Keurig for that. So, I already filled it up with water. I'm going to be putting the lid on. Let's make some coffee. Got my pod. Putting it in the Keurig. And we're going to push the 8-ounce button. Wait for that to brew. Nothing like the sweet smell of coffee at 6 a.m.
He claims to have not only stayed up all night before going to this job, but that coffee is going to fix it. I'm sure that Nova has lost some jobs due to trolls calling in, but some of it's gotta be on him if this is the type of stuff that he's doing. The reason I make such a big deal about the Keurig in the room is that it's a fire hazard. Chris Chan had one in his bathroom and it was responsible for burning down nearly half of his home. So God only knows what's gonna happen if he doesn't move this thing out. But other than that, I don't really have anything else new on Nova. This past half of a year has been absolutely damning for his character. First, he gets caught hosting a podcast with a minor. Then he opens an unage-restricted Discord server, and said server was responsible for some pretty terrible stuff. He lost a job almost every month, and his reputation is worse than ever. 2024 has revealed a lot about Nova, and I highly doubt that next year will be any less controversial.